Welcome to this Android channel, and I've had a few questions of people asking me, what do I think about running devices that have old versions of Android? So, an example here, I've got an old 10-inch tablet that I ordered many years ago that is running on Android, I believe it's Android 4.4. Which I think that is KitKat, if I remember well. I'm trying to remember. But anyways, you look at these versions, and of course, these tablets still work fine. Some of them, my 10-inch is a little slow, but still does a job at doing certain things, like reading books, for example. Some of you might be, still using an old smartphone for different things that have older versions of Android. We got to think about one thing also, is that there are some old apps that never were updated and that don't exist anymore, but that you might find really cool. So you're using an old Android version for that, and well, the risks are there, because using an old Android version when you're connected to the internet means you are really vulnerable at malware. It's like using an old version of Windows. You can pretty much say that if you're using, I don't know, a device that has Android 2, yeah, well, it's like using Windows XP. It works. It might do the things you want, but it's really a danger for malware and for, a theft of personal information of all sorts. Because at some point, what happens is all the versions of Android get security updates. Your smartphone gets monthly security updates, because there's a lot of flaws in Android, like in any other operating system. So you need to have the latest versions of whatever version you've got. So it's important to note that, if you're on Android 6, 7, 8, 9, these are still being updated with security updates. But if you get older, version 5 or below, you start getting into a zone where a lot of devices are not updated anymore. And that is something that you got to be careful, because it really puts you at major risks of getting malware and having all sorts of problems, including, having not just malware, but the possibility that you could be hacked into your accounts because a security flaw lets the bad guys or the attackers actually see your passwords, for example. So it's a very complex issue, but unfortunately, you got to move on at some point if your devices don't get any new updates on Android. And it's very important, especially if you use public Wi-Fi. Never use public Wi-Fi. I say most of the time, try to avoid using public Wi-Fi at all. But if you must, well, never do it with a device that's too old to get security updates. If you enjoy my videos, please subscribe, give us a thumbs up, and thanks for watching.